I've never been like politically active before until I saw Andrew Yang on The Breakfast Club. And then I ended up at the rally. I was like, oh my God, I love his energy. I love his message. I researched him. Then I went, obviously, was a hardcore canvasser. Like I was like night and day before and after work, like in Iowa, New Hampshire, Nevada, like just actively trying to get every person I can to just vote for this guy. And when he suspended, I really was devastated. Even Karen Hunter shot me an email. She's like, I'm sure you're so sad right now because he suspended, because I just believe in him so much.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was like, well, I'll just go back to just like teaching and stuff. And then he obviously dropped Humanity Forward. And then you can't unmeet people, right? So I've met literally hundreds of people. And there's a common theme amongst all these people that you meet. And that's, they just want relief. They just want to be able to enjoy their life. They just want peace of mind. And I think for me, if you know me, you know I hate car repairs. I hate unexpected car repairs because they're always expensive. And so when it's like, I get all this anxiety. So for me, like UBI makes sense. And that's a lot of like stories that I kept hearing are like, people have this bill, this medical bill. And so UBI is such a game changer for our economy, for people, and for humanity. So I have to put this in context. Then what ended up happening was someone said, Aarika, you should really consider running for Congress. And I really thought about it. And then we saw COVID happen. You see the inequalities with the kids in schools. Then George Floyd dies. I actually had a meeting with Andrew with about 8 or 9 other people. And when they kind of hinted that I was thinking about running, he got really excited. And I was like, oh my God, he like believes in me. Like his eyes lit up. And I was like, well, maybe I can do this. And then when George Floyd was murdered, I filed. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do this. And a funny story, Tom, I called my dad and I was like a little bit discouraged. I was like, I don't know, Dad, should I do this? He goes, Aarika, remember who the fuck you are. You could do this. And I was like, so I went ahead and I was like, I'm doing it. And we are so excited. I'm working with amazing people and we are going to have the best ground game you've ever seen. It is pounding pavement all the way. So that's why I decided to run and I'm excited about it.
So tell me about this race. I mean, a lot of people from Yang Gang who decided to run, started their campaigns earlier. So this feels like it's coming in pretty hot. And I'm curious about
from now. I'm running for 2022.
Oh,
yeah.
I love it. So you're totally for the long game.
Oh, the long game, because we have to win. I'm not running to lose. I'm running to win.
I like it.
So that's why I'm starting now, because it will give me, I'm already plugged into my community, as most people already know, but I'm running to win this. And I'm going to do every single thing I can to make this happen, because we definitely need change. That's what's up.
Wow. I love it. I love it. So you're starting 2 years out. That's fantastic. You're not playing around. I love it.
No.
So what, like, I'm guessing, is UBI your number one issue, or are there other issues that you feel stronger or equally strong about?
Right. So when I feel like when you think of a congressional race, you have to know what matters to your district. And the number one issue in my district is homelessness. Like right now we're seeing a major incline, and the 8,000 people that are currently experiencing homelessness in my district, 2,000 of them are children. So that is a pressing issue. And obviously universal basic income does help solve that. But for me, it's homelessness, education, the environment, and protecting and supporting small businesses. So those are like the big things. And obviously UBI fixes all those, are like, that's like the umbrella, right? And then those are the everything underneath the umbrella. So that's what's important to people in my district. And that's what I'm fighting for. And obviously coupled with that is social justice and equality. Now, Tom, this is what I'm pumped about too with my race is that when I went canvass or when I went peacefully protesting when George Floyd died in my district, people were really supportive and honking and excited about it, all in like every community, right? And I would actually, if I win, I would be the first woman of color to represent my district. So it actually has potential to be a historic race. We've never had a woman, we've never had a Black male or female representing this district. So because people care about equality and equity, I think it's winnable.
I love it. I love it. I have to call out that Katie Cool Lady is very keen on seeing your pretty face on a cookie. And thank you I got to thank Katie for the super chat. I've been waiting to use this. I got this Swiss cowbell from my team because I'm moving from here, back to the States, and they gave me this. So thank you, Kate. But my sense from just glancing at this chat is there are a lot of fired up people eager to help you get elected, Aarika.
Hey.
Tell me what's the game plan like? So you've got 2 years. Mm-hmm. Are you going to do it full time, or are you going to do it for the next 2 years, 100% running for office?
Yeah, absolutely. So I got consent with I have the support of my school that I can move forward with this. And that was like another piece too. And we have been working this all out, very strategic. We're going to run a grounds game where it's going to be all about people powering this campaign, small dollar donations. And we're actually going to be vlogging the whole journey so people can see what we're doing. So I launched, obviously, yesterday on Juneteenth, I launched my YouTube channel. And so I'll be basically vlogging the whole journey so people can kind of see the evolution of the campaign. Mm-hmm. It's so funny because in the last 48 hours, a lot of former Obama staffers have actually been reaching out to me. So that's really promising. And so I feel like, man, people must see some potential. And so I've gotten a few Obama staffers that are interested. And obviously there's some people within the Yang campaign that are, obviously helping support. I'm obviously meeting with Andrew every 5 to 6 weeks to talk about policies that are going to uplift communities of color. So we are running a race to win. And I'm thrilled about it. We're going to do a big launch on Monday and just go. It's no waiting, no half-assing. It is 100%. We're going to make it happen. The way I went for Andrew, it's like that times 20.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And so what have the conversations been like with Andrew? You mentioned that when you were contemplating it or someone alluded to it, he seemed very supportive. Mm-hmm. What's he said now that you've kind of made the decision to go for it?
Right. So when we spoke, it was just really about when the group of us met, it was really about how we can uplift communities of color and policies that would, help stimulate Black wealth and allow, Black businesses to thrive and things of that nature. But when I dropped it, he was really, really excited about it. And then he actually tweeted at me saying, I'm really excited about it. So have we had a one-on-one conversation yet? No. Do I think it's going to happen? Of course.
Yeah.
I really do.
I'm excited. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but if you get to Congress, or when you get to Congress,
yes, manifest.
And then when you get to Congress, and then when we get Andrew in the White House, I don't know, maybe you can help him out. You guys could be a team and be part of like a coalition of some sort.
That was part of the reason why I was toying with it, because I know he's running in 2024. It's not a secret. And so that is how we move forward. That's how he's going to need people that are going to back his ideas and back his policies. And so that is why, I threw my hat in, because
I love it.
He's going to win. I just know he's going to win in 2024. I can feel it in my soul.
I do too. Let me just give a quick shout out to some super chat folks here. Let's see. Soldier 1 says that I need to ring the meditation bell to give you some good luck. So let me bring out my meditation bell. Here we go. Here we go. There you go. And who else? There was someone. Oh, Ward Smith. Thank you for your support of the Nerd Channel. My God, it's like turning into a little farm over here. So, Aarika, tell me a little bit about the team that you're putting together and like the kind of help that you want from people at this stage in the game.
So the people that are working really closely with me, it's a very diverse team. So it's different ethnicities, different ages. And so I'm really excited about that. I feel like a team, a staff should reflect our country and reflect the district. So that was one of my biggest things. And I think we are thinking of it as innovative, cutting edge, we're not going the traditional route. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we need to raise a lot of money because Brad Sherman has $2.5 million, but we can outwork him. I have a lot of energy and a lot of enthusiasm, so that doesn't intimidate me. I know that that the money factor is important, but we're playing a smart game. Like, for example, to get on the ballot, you need 2,000. We want 10,000. Mm-hmm. We want to show that this is powered by the people and that people want change. They want, someone that's innovative, young, an advocate, will speak up, and not just in Washington as a career politician just to preserve their seat, right? People want someone that's going to hear them. And so my campaign slogan is actually a voice for you. And so I'm hoping that, I will be able to take the voices of everyone that I come across and highlight them. That's actually what our Instagram is going to be dedicated to, is the voices of the Valley, and making sure that people that we meet that we highlight their stories to kind of underscore why universal basic income is essential. And we're going to be tech driven. A guy actually reached out to me. He's going to do like a virtual, I guess he wants to do like a virtual thing for my website. So even if I'm not, so basically it's like a robotic Aarika talking about my policies. So that'll be kind of cool. We can get that going. But to answer your question, our plan is to just be like chess, not checkers. And we've been really strategizing in really creative ways to do that.
When is the website going up, and when's the donate link going up?
Monday.
I'm ready to support it.
On Monday, we're launching a 72-hour digital fundraiser. And basically, we're going to try to hit our very first goal. It is so important that we hit this goal. And then I've already secured 20 independent Zoom fundraisers with some really cool, potentially big donors, which I'm so excited about. And we just have, our goal is to do 55 of them just in July to jumpstart this campaign and secure all the things that we need. And so we're like halfway there of getting our July Zoom fundraisers going. So July is a month to bring in a lot of money, a lot of enthusiasm, and a lot of people from my district that's already Yang Gang have been reaching out to me in like crazy amounts on Twitter. Like, I feel bad because I can't respond to everyone. People just wanting to just volunteer and donate and just contribute. And so I feel like there's already the energy there. I just feel it.
No, I can feel it. I feel it too. Shit, I'm ready. I was like looking for your website. Like, I've got my credit card out.
Have it ready on Monday.
what's the domain going to be, or is that to be announced?
It's going to be Aarika for Congress.
AarikaForCongress.com. Yeah. All right, great. So I'm sure we'll put a link to this in the replay so people can find the site when it's up. So tell me about what are you most concerned about with this run? It's probably not going to be all, roses and a clear path. Like, what are you concerned about? Where do you need to strengthen your team or your skill set to make sure that you're going to go all the way?
To be honest, I've already made this personal commitment to me that even though I am going on this endeavor and I'm going to pursue this, the most important thing is that it's actually equally important is that my students, while they're in my classroom, their education's not compromised. So that to make sure that I make sure that they are, you know, getting the best education that they deserve. But in regards to my race, the things that I think could go wrong is not really for me, but for Brad Sherman. And I think if he underestimates me, that's going to be his downfall. Because again, I'm running to win. I'm not making these major sacrifices to lose. And my dad, my parents did not raise me to go in anything half-assed. So we're always thinking about from every different perspective, every different angle, just trying to be ahead of things. And ironically, we weren't even going to announce this until January. Someone saw that I filed and she tweeted it out. And she happens to have a huge platform and she's in my district, so it's all good. And so we didn't even know that we were even launching right now. We were just like, okay, we're going for it, but we were prepared. And so I feel like that's to me was like kind of like calming, is like, even when there was like something that was thrown at us that we were not ready for, we were still prepared. And that is how we're going to win. And so if anything, it's going to be on Brad Sherman if he underestimates this girl, because we're winning.
And so has he been representing the district for a long time? And does he typically have a lot of challengers, or what's the...
No. So he's been here for 22 years. He doesn't typically have a lot of challengers. He usually has the same voters. So, you know, people that are just familiar, the ones that come out and vote. So he tends to be, I'm like Jermaine Johnson, who I know, you know, I'm really close with. Like, I'm not into bashing him at all. I think he's been fine, right? Like, he's fair. Like, he votes okay, you know, he's fine, right? But that's not how we get change. And so I think when I talk to people in my district, they are kind of wanting a little bit more spice, a little bit more excitement. I feel like we need to expand our voter pool now. We have young people. We need to get them active and involved. And so I feel like it's just time to pass the torch. It's like what Jermaine said, a good leader knows when to pass the torch to someone else. And I'm ready to take that torch and get change.
Yeah, I'm super excited about this. I think it's,
that means a lot because you speak truth, and I think you're like super smart and intelligent. And I know that if you felt kind of like, oh my God, this girl is all, oh no, I don't know about this one, I think you would probably kind of like say that.
I would. I mean, I certainly wouldn't say I'm super excited if I weren't. My sense is you've got great energy.
Thank you.
It's a very authentic, positive energy. It's not I'm trying to put on a show energy. I think being a teacher is super helpful, and you know, I think people respect that profession.
Yeah.
I also think having a multi-ethnic background is super cool. And I think the experience you had volunteering and working for the Yang 2020 kind of effort will also pay off.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm looking at this chat thing and people are so fired up. They're all excited. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, look, I show a chart or two, people like it, but it's not the same.
No, it makes me happy. I think when I think of the House of Representatives, I feel like it's about time that people are represented. I'm not here to be polished politician. I'm here to be myself. I'm here to just fight for what I believe in and fight for what other people believe in. And the one thing that was beautiful about being in New Hampshire in Trump country is that I can come with my views and I was still able to find common ground with people that support Trump. You know what I mean? We can get behind some things, and that's what frustrates me the most, I feel like, is why can't we just find common ground on some issue? Like, does it make sense for bills to just be collecting dust on a desk? You know, and like, even in my classroom, my kids are able to compromise, you know, and I feel like that's a strength of mine, is I can put my pride aside. I can find common ground with people. I think I'm likable enough and I'm friendly enough. I'm not out to get anyone. I just want people to just be able to enjoy their family, be able to just, like, they would make me sad the other day. I was talking to a mom who was deeply affected. She was actually someone that I know really well. And she was completely impacted by COVID, and she has to pull her kid out of private school. And she's like, what sucks is, like, I don't even trust the public school system. Parents shouldn't have to make that choice. Parents should still feel like, if I send my kid to a public school, they're going to get a quality education, And I said to her, I was like, well, do you think that if you and your husband both got universal basic income, that'd be a game changer? She's like, yes, I wouldn't be in the process of refinancing my house. Mm-hmm. So I think when you hear those stories, real people want people like me that are relatable and that can advocate for that. If you've been away from your constituents for 22 years, you don't have a great sense of the pulse of what people need and what they want, And I feel like that's why there should be term limits. Like, even for myself, I'm like, when I get elected, it is for Andrew's presidency. And then I'm going to let someone else have the opportunity and the privilege to represent our district, because we need term limits. That's a must. Like, we have to have that.
I totally agree. Let me ask you a little bit about the school stuff. I mean, as an independent school teacher, on the one hand, you've probably seen what a well-resourced, institution can do for kids.
Yep.
On the other hand, if you talk to like old school Democrats, they would say, "Well, anybody who puts their kids in the independent schools, undermining the public school." What's your take on that whole, And then there's the other argument, which is like, hey, people should be able to put their kids in whatever school they want. There should be vouchers. How do you think about education, public education, independent education?